Ready to make a real impact every day? Join the Active Day Home Care team and help clients maintain their independence in the comfort of their own homes. Make a difference in someone's life as you provide essential daily assistance and protect their health and happiness. Earn up to $20 an hour and enjoy additional perks like optional daily pay, 401k, paid time off, ongoing educational training, and more. Join a team that values care, compassion, and your professional growth. Visit activeday.com to apply.
All right, joining me now is Michael Weiner. Let's get a financial update. Obviously, Donald Trump is very upset with the chairman of the Federal Reserve that he is not lowering interest rates at all. What does all this mean for you and your future? Let's talk about de-dollarization and so much more. He joins us now. Michael Weiner, welcome back to the broadcast. Thanks for being with us.
You, especially when you're wearing blue, and I can't see Dolly anywhere, but that's upsetting.
She's around. She's around. She always is. All right, tell me, why is Jerome Powell so dead set on not lowering interest rates to help get this economy of Trump going? Is it because it's Trump?
Yes. Donald, what Powell has successfully done is destroyed the entire protocol of the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve was supposed to be an apolitical organization, was supposed to be an organization of equal thought from all the members. When you have all these people joining and voting simultaneously the same, it's a mess. When you see what he did as related to the situation with Biden's election and lowering interest rates at a point in time he should not have, twice he did it, twice right before the election, was shocking to anybody in the financial community. And then when Trump gets involved with tariffs, when Trump gets involved with the financial system, everything is terrible. He can't lower interest rates. The European Union has lowered interest rates several times already. The last time we were at financial positions the way we are right now, interest rates were substantially less. Today, there was a gentleman, and I'm trying to remember his name. He used to be on the Federal Reserve Board. He said it best. The Federal Reserve is not acting in any way, shape, or form the way it has. What Donald Trump is doing right now, by coming out with a successor and stating it ahead of time, he will do that like what happened with Paul Volcker. He will push the move ahead of time. So the board members who are still going to be remaining are saying, well, wait a minute, am I voting with Powell, or should I hold off and vote with door number two because I want to keep my job? And it's going to ultimately force Powell to quit. Powell initially, when Trump first came into office, he was literally asked, are you going to resign? And he, rather than answering in a manner that people would have expected, he said immediately, no, I'm not. Because he's apolitical. The guy has totally destroyed a lot of the credibility of the Federal Reserve, and all good economists all around, literally on both sides, can't stomach the guy.
Well, that's why we got this headline. No love for the dollar as markets fret about Fed independence.
Correct. That's it.
That's it.
It's literally being manipulated in a joint manner, and Powell is doing nothing where he should be doing it. The Fed is having overreach in areas that's none of their business. And literally the amount of debt, literally in 2003, they had $7 billion of currency on their books. Now they have $7 trillion on their books, and it's out of control. That area needs to be totally revamped. Federal Reserve is not what it's supposed to have been. It's way out of control, way too much power. Federal Reserve Board news conferences are supposed to be extremely low-key, extremely nonpartisan, apolitical, and what he comes out with, tariffs are terrible, tariffs are going to damage the economy, tariffs this, tariffs that. Guess what? Tariffs have been going around since January. They haven't done anything. He's absolutely wrong, but he's playing a political game.
So how long before he leaves on his own, or can Trump fire him?
Trump won't fire him. Pardon me. Trump will will turn around and force his exit by naming his successor ahead of time. It happened before, and that's the play that they're
How
trying
far
to
in
make
advance?
right.
How far in advance?
It's right now. It's next May is when it's supposed to happen, but he's doing it now. So
And who is
he's
it he's
doing it.
naming? Who's he naming?
We don't know. It's down to about 4 or 5 people.
Who do you
Some of the
think?
people. I think it's going to be war. I forgot. I'm pronouncing the name Warsher,
Mhm.
Warsher. I think it's Warsher or Warshell.
Is he already
I
a
think
Fed governor?
yes, and I think he'd be phenomenal. Really top drawer guy. He also mentioned Basant. He mentioned Kevin Hassard. He mentioned somebody else, but I think it's going to be Warsher or something.
Will it be a
I
current
think.
Fed governor? All those guys are all those guys current Fed
No.
governors?
No,
Okay.
none of them. Basant's a Treasury guy. He's a Secretary
Well,
of
that I
Treasury.
know, but the other guys are
And
they, and none of them are Fed governors now.
no, and Hassard is the guy who's running the economic end of things. I don't think he's going to get to move him at all. I just think he's going to. I think he's going to name somebody, and it's going to happen within the next 30 days because he's had it. Trump has
And
made
what
it
he'll do
look-
basically is have a shadow Fed governor, a chairman
That's right.
that he's
Nailed
talking
it.
about, getting to make statements until it overshadows Jerome and he's forced out.
Exactly the play. And I think the big push will happen after he passes his big new beautiful bill. That's going to happen. I believe without a doubt it's going to happen. And I think it's going to be very good for the economy, and it's going to be outstanding for gold.
Let's go to this. Labor market creaks, continuing job losses, claims highest since November 2021. The trend of modestly rising initial job losses claims stalled last week, dropping from 246,000 to 236,000. Why are we seeing jobs being lost?
A lot of people in business right now are standing back to make sure that all these changes tax-wise happen. If they don't happen, they're screwed in business, and they're going to do what's necessary to sit back and wait. I think you're going to see in July, once this bill passes, a lot of rehires, a lot of market openings, a lot of small business activity. It's going to get really crazy letting into the third quarter and the fourth quarter, and it's all going to be very positive economically. I think the market is still going to have some issues. But I think gold is money again. There's no doubt about that. So that we'll talk about that with de-dollarization.
Here we go. Q1 GDP revised lower as personal spending unexpectedly prints weakest since COVID. Whew.
Yep.
What does this do to inflation or uncertainty? They're scared. What?
It's uncertainty. The inflation's way down. It's uncertainty. People want to see this big, beautiful bill pass. They want to make
people
sure
are saving
that
their money right now and kind of parked it on the sidelines.
Correct. And I think after they do that, they're going to jump into a lot of different things at that point. And I think you'll see the housing market get more aggressive.
Well, that
And
would be
also
a lot of the personal spending is tied to housing because when you get a new house, you get a new washer and dryer, new refrigerator, some new rugs, maybe some new curtains, you get different things, maybe a new backyard set, So personal spending goes up when people are buying houses or buying a different house, trading up, trading down, whatever they're doing. But if you don't have the housing market moving, that's got to impact personal spending as well.
Absolutely. And there's also something else. You have a lot of people who are coming up to retirement age that have not opted to retire because they're waiting to see if this comes in. Because if this doesn't come in, your ability to retire is probably going to get pushed back a couple of years.
Because your tax rate's going to go up so high.
Correct. But then you're going to see all of these people who now can retire and see activities to be able to support that go in line. It's going to be a bombshell, but it'll hit more importantly in the third and fourth quarter.
Okay, let's go to this one. Central banks turn to gold over the dollar.
That's because of de-dollarization. There's a big difference, but people get confused. There's a huge difference between de-dollarization and weak dollar. De-dollarization is all about the world reserve currency. And so many people out there go, well, they hear about the world reserve currency and somebody says, it's like that commercial about Domino's having stuffed pizza cheese in its crust. Everybody goes, "Oh yeah, I know what the world reserve currency is," and the truth is they do not. World reserve currency, ladies and gentlemen, was created in 1944 in the Bretton Woods Treaty. At that point of time, the United States became the world reserve currency. Countries in Europe did not have any type of financial security because they just got freed by the Nazis. They needed to have strength in their currency. So when people took their money and used it and converted it into US dollars, which gave it strength. Countries still do that right now. When they pay between each other, they convert their money into US dollars. A big thing happened over the weekend. The minister of China, the financial minister of China, and this totally should have been a huge story, but got lost with the Iran situation, openly stated that they are going after the US dollar as a world reserve currency. This is de-dollarization. This is getting rid of the United States power. If we lose the world reserve currency status, we lose economically, geopolitically, militarily. It's a huge problem. And he openly threatened that fact. He said, we need to go to a basket of currency where China is openly accepted and the US dollar is one of the assets within it. That would harm us. Trump and Basant are aware of it. That's why they're auditing Fort Knox. It's going to be a battle. I put my money on Trump and Basant. But guess what's the usual of the bargaining chip in all of it? The Chinese, in their real reset, are talking about the SWIFT system to replace the IMF. They're talking about the currency through BRICS to replace the US dollar, and they're talking about their own digital currency out of China. And every single facet has gold connected with it, every single facet to give it power. That's why Basant is looking at the dollars of the U.S. gold being changed and repricing. So it's going to be a battle. If you do not have an adequate amount of gold in your portfolio, you're going to take a somewhat of a blemish. I don't trust the banks as far as I can throw them. And I also think we have a problem, as it might be with the Chinese further and our world reserve currency situation heading into the fourth quarter. They're going to get real gutsy. Watch and see.
Well, how so?
I think they're going to go after the people that we do business with, the European Union, our allies, and say, we're not going to do business with you, with China, unless you use our money. And I think right now they have never done that. But I think that's going to start happening after this meeting in July. That's why I call it the gold trifecta in July. That's going to be a situation of the Basel III, which is all about the banks having to use physical gold in their portfolio versus paper. Then we're talking the Rio Reset. They're having that meeting on July 6th and 7th. It's 42 to 43 nations are going to be there. It's not just China. It's huge, and it's going to be very strong for gold, not good for the U.S. And then finally, the situation on Fort Knox is going to come to a head. We're going to charge forward. We're going to charge forward with our big new deal, and it's going to be Trump getting real gutsy currency-wise, and that's when he's going to come out with his nominee for the Federal Reserve. All of it to combat. It's a huge month. Was usually a sleepy month. It's going to be a busy month.
July will be a busy month, and you're still projecting gold where and silver where by the end of the year?
I'm looking gold in October of this year at probably the November 1st, 4,000. And I'm looking at the end of the year, 4,200. And I'm looking at silver between $60 and $70 by year end.
$60 to $70 for silver.
Yep. Silver is getting ready. We're over 35. The big hurdle in silver was holding the.
We're over 36 right now, I think, actually.
Exactly. But the resistance level was at 35. Once we go through this, the next resistance level is 42. When we blow through 42, it's going to go right to 50. And at that point in time, it's new horizons. So it's setting itself up interestingly. But the thing about silver, it's a commodity. Gold is money. Silver is a bottle rocket. So buying silver, and Wes and I tell our clients, we have to watch it carefully because as far as a long-term hold and a speculative hold, we need to watch it. That's the big issue with silver. But gold right now, I would be very careful, and I'd be very careful of the banks. The banks are not your friend. They're trying to push digital currency because they're playing into the hands of the Chinese. That's who it is. They're playing into the hands of the Chinese.
Are you expecting any more bank failures? Do you see more bank failures on the horizon this year, next couple of years?
I think probably in the next couple of years, next year, I think it'll get interesting when they bring in the new Fed chairman and they start revamping some of the Federal Reserve system with the banks. But as long as Powell is in, he'll play games all day long geopolitically. If you're a Republican bank, you're in trouble. And we got to be concerned about some of these banks that are still interconnected with the Chinese. So I think the big problems with the banks will be next year. What I'm more concerned about with the banks is a very simple thing. It's called digital banking. As we talked about on a show a couple of weeks ago, Brandon, 1,100 branches shut down in the last 6-7 months. They're trying to force people to do business without going to see the people and doing business in the bank. They want you to sit back and do it online. And we know what happens when banks get information online, don't we? We just had another Worldview client of ours, a lady, and probably watching tonight. What a horrible experience she had at the bank trying to get one thing signed. I mean, drove them insane for days to just get one document taken care of. Don't sign it, do sign it. I mean, I said, God forbid you needed money. I mean, this is insanity. That's the whole beauty of gold. Create your own gold bank. When you have a gold bank with us, liquidity is literally within about 4 or 5 days, worst case, unless you fly here, you can get your money and nobody can stop you. You're not playing games. This is going to get worse. Banks are going to get significantly worse. Manipulative. Indeed.
More information, get a free packet, no obligation, worldviewgold.com. worldviewgold.com to get that free no obligation packet, including how to find out about how to put gold into your IRA. You can also find out about the difference between bullion and numismatic, 1933 and older. Again, all the information is in this packet. It's absolutely free. Worldviewgold.com, worldviewgold.com. You can also text Wes your name and address. That's another way you can do it. And he'll send it out to you, 602 558-8585, 602-558-8585. As always, Michael, thank you for checking in with us tonight.
My pleasure. Say hello to Dolly. I haven't seen her lately. I'm going to have to send her some dog bones and stuff like that.
I will send you a video of her myself.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. Have a wonderful evening, guys. Good night.
Thank you, Michael. Michael Weiner checking in. All right. Thanks again for joining us tonight. Now, don't forget, we're going to be off for about a week for the 4th of July, having a little family time, a little break to recharge our batteries. But if anything happens that requires me to come back on the air, breaking news, anything happens, we'll do that. Make sure you're getting our apps at worldviewtube.com/APPS, worldviewtube.com/APPS. Set the notifications to get our push notifications for when we go live. If you already have our apps and you didn't set the notifications, just go to WorldviewTube, just go to your settings. Go to settings, look for notifications, click that, then scroll through your list of apps till you see WorldviewTube, click that, brings up the WorldviewTube app, and then you hit the green button that turns the notifications on. All right. Otherwise, when you get the apps at worldviewtube.com/APPS, be sure to select that you want to get notifications from us. That way, when we do go live with breaking news, you'll know, hey, something must be happening. House is coming off its vacation to go to the news desk. Or big breaking news happens, just turn us on. Give us a few minutes to get a suit on and get to the desk. That means something's happened. All right. So don't worry. Keep praying for us, supporting us, and watching the great programming. We are going to be dropping in some of my documentaries and other things during the Brandon House Live normal time slot. But otherwise, we're going to take a break and come back refreshed and ready to go for the rest of the summer into the fall. So again, thank you again for all your support. Roll the music. Let's call it a night. So tomorrow, I won't be here. Friday night, I won't be here. All right. I'm going to take off. I'm going to start taking off tomorrow. I'm going to work for part of the day, do radio tomorrow. But then again, after radio at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock Central, we get off the air. I'm going to pack it up and be done for the day and spend some time with the family and with Dolly. Right, Dolly? Yeah, she's laying over there in her pet bed. Worldviewfoundation.com, worldviewfoundation.com. Thank you for your support. Remember, folks, we need your support even during the summertime, okay? A lot of it drops during the summer. People I guess they forget about us. They get busy, but don't let that happen. Okay, please, worldviewfoundation.com, worldviewfoundation.com. Hope you have a great 4th of July and be safe. Keep your head on a swivel with all that's going on, okay, with the terror cells they're talking about, whatnot. Be safe. Pray for us. We'll pray for you. And as always, may God save America. Take care.